Go team!
Hey! Oh, good evening, and welcome back to the Doom City of Granitegard here on the Guard Tower Presents. We had a little hiatus there for about 2 weeks while we did our special Halloween horror, and it's so nice to see everybody back again here in the studio. Definitely been looking forward to getting back into the Doom City of Granitegard. And of course, this is our regular weekly live play fantasy adventure that we do. Now, we do stream new episodes every Sunday evening at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And now that we have our issue worked out with YouTube, we're going to be back to posting every week's episode on Fridays on YouTube. So that's something to look forward to. You got a couple weeks to catch up on everything right there. And you may ask, how do I get over to watch episodes on YouTube? Well, as a matter of fact, you could go over to our Linktree page, which is up here on the screen. It's also in our chat as well. And for those of you that are listening, linktr.ee/DCOG without the EE. Again, that's linktr.ee/DCOG. And from there, you can find links over to the Guard Tower's YouTube. And
why are you acting so weird, Will? Nothing happened over here.
Nothing at all. Nothing to see here. Yes. They're Twitch. Oh my goodness gracious.
Things are getting suspicious from the top.
Their YouTube and their Twitch channel. You can also find links to our X/Twitter, whichever one you want to go with on that. It's entirely up to you.
Twitter.
Patreon, and over to our Discord channel where you can talk to the cast and crew of the show. We'd like to hear.
Hey, that's us. Please talk to me.
That is. We're quite responsive.
So you guys gonna let me on the computer this week?
We're so lonely. There are no goblins allowed. Yes, you can talk to everybody but Skeech. Yes, because goblins can't cry.
It's a symbol keyboard.
And I can't read.
Why is it in Russian?
That's right, you can't read, so we couldn't have it. So anyway, back to what we were saying there. You can visit us there, and we would love to hear from you. If you like what we do on the show, a follow here on Twitter would be great. A like and subscribe would be fantastic on YouTube. If you've already done that, we certainly do appreciate it. It helps the channel grow. This week, we are going to have minis from our friend Chris Wolfgang over at Glittering Cave Studios, as well as Tony Theppeson has added a couple there to the table to have some fun with our players tonight. We have music provided by our friends over at Pocket Bard. If you've not downloaded that today, head over to either the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store and bring some magic to your own gaming table. And we have all kinds of amazing games available at the Guard Tower. If you are into role-playing games like we are, strategy games like Skeech, if you like card games as well, I think you like that Pokey game, right? Pokemon.
I like games.
Yes, in general.
Each is life.
And a couple of our crew also like to paint minis. You can find the minis there. You can find paints. You can find the paint brushes, as well as board games that you can do with your family yes, too. So all kinds of things are available at the Guard Tower. You can swing over to the East Store, which is in Reynoldsburg, conveniently located right off of 270 on Main Street, or head over to the would you call it the Old West Store at this point over there in Trade?
The oldie.
Yes, but they're going to be moving after the holiday season here to this location where the studio is, right here on Nike Drive off of Hilliard Rome Road, right?
Yes.
Hilliard Rome Road. I always saw the reverse those for whatever reason. I like to think about Rome.
I mean, I
both there.
can check the street name. I'll just look outside the tower.
Exactly. It's Hilliard Rome.
Yes, it is
Fantastic.
Hilliard
You're going to
Rome
get
Road.
close if you type it in either way.
Looked out the window.
And if you can't go to those, you can always visit the Guard Tower online. There you can check out a very vibrant gaming community and find people with the same interests as yourself. You can also see all the products that they have available.
Yeah.
So definitely check out the Guard Tower where your next adventure awaits. Now, before we jump into the show, I'm going to take a little bit of a side here. I wanted to say that we wish a very speedy recovery to our good friend Tony Theppeson. He was in a very bad accident this week, and he got banged up pretty awful on that. And that kind of reminds me that there are no guarantees in life. Every day that we have with those that we truly care about is an epic gift. So do take a moment to appreciate your friends, your family, your loved ones, because we often take that for granted, and they're not always going to be around. So definitely take a moment on that. Now that I've depressed everybody, I don't think I have anything else to say. Roger, is there anything that I missed this week?
No.
Any way we could bring that a little bit lower?
No, I will train.
Okay, fantastic on that. So let's get ready to throw some dice. Let's play our intro and then get into tonight's adventure. How about that?
Once the seat of economic and political power in the Northern Territories, the city of Granitegard fell in one catastrophic moment of terror and bloodshed. In the quiet hours of the night, the massive granite mesa that served as the city's namesake exploded violently. the debris reducing entire swaths of the city to ruin. Before the inhabitants could even comprehend what had happened, they were blindsided by an army of monstrosities surging from the sewers and into the city streets. The militia valiantly attempted to protect the fleeing citizens, but their efforts were futile against the overwhelming tide of bloodthirsty creatures. And in the midst of the chaos, the city gates slammed shut, turning Granitegard into a death trap for anyone that remained behind the high, fortified walls that had been meant to protect them. For over a decade, it has stood as silent as a tomb, and shrouded in a perpetual mist. No one has entered, and nothing human has ever come out. That is, until now. 12 years to the day since the fall of Granitegard, the Trader's Gate has opened. The news has spread like wildfire across the human crescent. And like a siren's call, fortune hunters from far and wide have been drawn by the possibility of untold riches lying just inside the city walls. Daring the foolish and the brave to risk it all at a chance of wealth beyond their wildest dreams. It has also stirred the interest of old rivals. With no one from the original bloodline to claim the mantle of leadership of Granitegard, plans are forming in the dark. Powerful forces seek to play their games of state, as the lives of everyone in the north hangs in the balance. And in the midst of this all, 6 strangers have been drawn to Granitegard by something other than riches or power. Their destiny is tied to the events surrounding the fall of the city. Each of them must confront the past in order to find a way forward. Each of them must search for answers in the doomed city of Granitegard.
Negative. I'm rebelling like Asa is. Dang it. G'day. Yeah, all right. Let's jump into our adventure boat. Actually, no, let's go through a quick recap since it's been a little bit of time. So when our first party was first brought together by Bersigalis, there was definitely an air of mistrust amongst the members there, and their cooperation was more out of necessity and convenience than anything else. But as they have explored the mysteries and dangers surrounding Granitegard, they have soon discovered that their fates are much more tightly interwoven than they could have even imagined. Through adversity, they have forged bonds of friendship. Even the most guarded of them has soon begun to trust one another on that. Yet, with all their strides forward, this is being put to the test as they've been forced to reckon with the greatest threat they have faced thus far. Sept the Blade, who is the leader of the way. The party has known that this day was coming for them. For Reverend Goodberries, it was the reason that he has returned to his childhood home, to a past that he swore to leave behind, to extract vengeance for the murderer of the mother that he had abandoned. But was it truly only to avenge her, or has he been driven to extinguish the anguish of guilt that he has carried? For now, it doesn't matter. He is driven only with the burning need to destroy Sept in the way. For Damon, should I say Dante, it was the shadow of his past that he knew he could never outrun, even though he had taken himself to the far edges of humans' claim on the world. Since first spotting the way signs when he had arrived in Newtown, it has triggered a gnawing fear in the back of his mind, a rat constantly chewing, keeping him on edge. And now that the way has made themselves manifest, the only way forward is to destroy them or be destroyed by them. For the rest of the party, the way has made sure to strike at each and every one of them, harming those that they hold dear and taking the lives of several individuals that the party has come to cherish. Worse still, the way has threatened to deliver more pain and suffering as retribution for the damages that the party has inflicted on their holdings. Sept's minions have killed Big Tom and Emmett, kidnapping Katya, Anna, Delphine, and Aster from the Red Valerian. They even took Rose, the wife of Sir Gendron, to drive the point home that anybody who has aided our heroes is marked. And so, down into the spider's web the party has descended, down into the den of the way, below the streets of Newtown. And despite their efforts, they were unable to avoid the carefully laid trap that Sept had set out for them. Using illusions and even sacrificing her own men, she lured the party into the arena. It was here they have had to fight a life or death battle with an elite group of the deadliest assassins of the way. And as the battle raged on, Dante has been forced into a confrontation with his brother Ajax. The two of them locked in a dance of death that surely will only end with one of them taking the life of the other. It is here that we begin tonight's adventure. And when we had last left off, it would be Rose's turn in the initiative. Rose, as you look out across the battlefield, you can see that Mary is waving to have Sky come over to her. Her spiritual guardians are up. She has her spiritual weapon out. Vaughn has just triggered a takeover of the zombies that the Zealot of the Dark was looking to enact to bring onto the battlefield. The Shadow Strider is still alive over in the corner, as well as the Immovable on top of the cage with Vaughn. Echo is struggling to get the cage from falling over the edge, which contains Yip Yip and Skeech. And far across the arena is where Dante and Ajax are locked in their battle. What is it that you're looking to do?
I think that first I should try to get out of the cage that I'm in, which is open, but I need to climb
There's
out.
nothing borrowing your movement on that. You would be coming up from a prone position, so that would be 15 feet of movement that you would have.
Fantastic.
So this is actually still inside there. And where is it that you were looking to go, Rose?
I think I'd like to stay near where I am so that I can get to within touch range of Vaughn,
All
if
right.
anything's needed there. So just moving on to solid ground and maybe one square away from an edge that someone could fall into onto
And that'll be
spikes.
15 feet right to there. Let's go ahead and put our ring back on. And you would be encompassed within the protection of that ring.
Awesome.
All right, what actions are you looking to take aside from your movement, though?
I would like to cast
So you have the Zealot of the Dark, and you can see the Immovable just above you where Vaughn is.
Right. I'm going to cast at the Zealot.
All right.
A guiding bolt.
And that is just a straight attack on that, correct?
Yes.
Looking to beat a 16 on the armor class.
Great. Okay. Oh, I did not. I rolled a 14.
14, all right. The bolt zips past him and impacts the wall next to him, and making him startled and jumps back and looks over from your direction over there.
All right.
Any other actions that you have?
Now, with their attention, I will quicken Mind Sliver and cast it at the same person.
Oh,
So that is going to be an intelligence saving throw against my spell. It's 15.
okay. He does not make his intelligence saving throw on that.
Fantastic.
Not for him.
All right. We've got a 2 psychic damage for that fella, and subtracting a d4 from the next saving throw it makes. Yes. Oh, is it more than
2d4.
84?
2d4?
You're about level
That's
5.
all right.
Fantastic.
I was preferring the 1d4, but thank you very much there, Reverend Goodberries. And are there any other actions that you have this turn?
That's it?
All right. That would move us to Yip Yip to finish off the round here. Yip Yip, you're still inside the cage with Skeech. You can see Echo desperately working at the top of the cage to prevent it from dropping over. Skeech is hiding behind you still, as somebody had threatened to take his skin and wear it.
I didn't like
Their next thing.
Yeah,
You got a plan?
That person is dead, though.
get off the cage! That's what she said to him, as she very quickly reaches over to grab you
Oh, this is it.
and cast Dimension Door.
Put a
All right.
fireball.
Where are you headed?
Fireball centered on us.
was, yeah.
Go anywhere. You could
Closer
leave
to
this
the other
place.
side.
Over here?
Yes.
Which other side? Over here?
Yeah, I recommend
Okay.
leaving.
You got
So,
500 feet.
How many feet?
Yeah.
100 feet?
500.
It's
Up to 500 feet?
it's a big spell.
All right, so you would be able to move anywhere in the arena that you're looking to go. So I believe the arena is 120 feet by, I think it's like 240, something like that.
Every time you cast a spell, I have such spell envy.
Yeah. Where are you looking to go?
You can come over here if you want.
Still around the same area.
Okay, let's go ahead and place them right over here.
Spells there. Buffs and debuffs.
And
Fill it with water.
so there's this little bam, and out you step from your dimension door there. Probably one of the
Maybe
greatest
soda
sound effects
bar.
ever made, by the way. Thank you, Crawler.
It's canon.
We're good now.
Yep.
How is the cage feeling now that it's lost its main counterweight?
Well, fortunately, at this point in time, we'll have to wait until we go back to the next part of the round and see what happens with the cage.
I think it's probably fine.
Oh my god.
Sure, nothing bad could possibly happen.
I hate that answer.
I'm sorry.
Is there anything else going on?
No.
All right. That will end this round. So, this moment in time, Dante, Ajax looks up at you, and you can see that his eyes look clear, and he begins mouthing, and you can see the blood kind of trickling down the corner of his mouth there, and he's like, "I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't realize. I didn't know." And the lights flicker for a brief moment, and from both sides of his chest, blades press out towards you. Please move Sub directly behind Ajax there. And his eyes kind of go wide. And the last thing he says to you as he begins to drop to the floor is, "Don't let her." And from both points where the blades are hitting, that burning thing that you saw on the two guys sitting outside of the room initially begins to spread across Ajax's body, consuming him. And as he's looking up, you can see it burn up his face. And as it just falls apart into ashes directly in front of you, and Sep is right there looking into your eyes. And she's like, "Now we get to dance."
Oh, no.
She spins the blades back and steps back. She's like, "Well, at least one of the two of you got my blood." And she takes a thrust forward at you.
What? What did she say?
Uh-oh.
I don't know. What did she say?
I think I heard you, but you say it again. No, say it again.
At least one of you got my blood. And that is going to be a 17 to strike. So, Damon, I do believe that makes contact with you.
Yeah, it does.
Constitution saving throw, please.
Spiritually, you're within 10 feet of me.
Spiritual.
Yeah, within my mind.
Yeah.
13.
Emotionally.
Just enough to keep you on that edge there. The blade passes through your armor and sinks into you. You take 12 points of damage from that.
You said 4?
12 points of damage.
I heard 4.
Divide by 3.
Move turns.
That was interesting. And the blade burns as it passes in, but it doesn't start that same reaction that you saw on your brother.
Wait.
And that is the end of her actions. Her blade is buried tight into your chest. The distance is closed between you. You are right next to each other. And you get a react. It is your turn to make an action.
Woo! I'm gonna stab her back. How dare she? I'm mad at her. I'm processing some things. Hang on.
If that's how you process your emotions.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Stab.
If anger management has taught me anything.
Stab first, question
Yeah,
later.
exactly. Yep.
16.
16. And with Seb's AC, that is the meter beat.
It is going to be 6 points of damage.
6 points of damage? All right, as her blade penetrates into you, you slip your blade into her, and there's almost this smile for a brief moment on her face. She's like, "That's really all that you've got?" And that's all the actions that you have? Anything else you're doing?
Am I able to use Fleet Feet and disengage?
Yes. You could use the fleet feet to disengage.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
All right. Where
And I want to go back as far as possible from her.
back to the wall right there.
Go a little more that direction, if you don't mind.
Towards your friends.
Towards my buddies.
Also, I don't know. I ended my action holding the maul to cast a shadow. I don't know if it's of any use to you, but that's there.
We'll see. Real quick, is there anything left of Ajax? Like any armor, anything?
There is just a pile of dust.
Oh.
So good.
Speech. It is your action.
Too soon.
Just gonna let that sink in for a moment. I don't suppose I need an insight check to see that Damon, as I know it, anyway, is looking for an out.
From where you can see, Damon has backpedaled against the wall and seems to be quite panicky. There are multiple gashes on him that are leaking, and he's looking quite bad.
How many feet away is Damon from me?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. About 70 feet from where you are.
Okay, so that
Alan,
is close enough. I am going to toss over, centered on his position, another bomb. One I haven't used before either. This is just going to create a 10-foot smoke cloud, and that's going to be around for the next 3 rounds.
Oh, let's
Should
put a
be-
ring around Damon on that. 10
It's
foot.
heavily obscured.
You run back the opposite direction.
Now, if he moves, does it move?
No, it's centered on the area, and
Okay.
it's a 10-foot radius. So it's 20 feet total.
20 feet?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, we misunderstood the distance on that.
We don't have.
I think let's try a little square on that. I think that square is about 20 feet, right?
And we'll put it at the tile closer to the pit in front of him.
That'll work. Ooh. Damon is knocked unconscious as the smoke cloud.
No, no.
No.
Like Dante is. Okay.
Doesn't hurt my friends. And I'm going to take my 30 feet movement and go closer towards you.
All right. Let's advance. Keep 30 feet. Any other actions you have this round?
That's going to be it.
All right. Moving down the line, we get over to Echo and Sky. Echo, as the weight disappears from inside the cage upends and slides down into the pit, and then stops before it crashes abruptly. Strangely, you're not even sure why it didn't go all the way in there.
Can I climb out?
You're just on top of it right now, kind of riding it down.
I'll just kind of
Surfing it, you can
hold my position for a second, and then just plop down.
Plop down. All right. As you plop down, again, the cage is pretty much mostly in there, and from down below you hear this.
It's probably nothing.
As Vaughn's zombies have caught the cage and they're coming down.
Is
Vaughn's zombies. They're zombies, right?
Von's beats, yeah. Is Sky carrying the health potion?
Yeah.
At this point, Sky can now run over to Mary.
Okay. As
So let's move Sky over to Mary, where Sky would have collected the potion.
I thought he already collected the potion.
No, Sky was. You were holding your action for Sky to come get the potion.
let's go 50. Let's go to the booth.
Okay, sure.
Shield dash.
So that's going to be 50, 100 feet of movement, correct, for Sky? 60 left, then let's go ahead and pick up the potion and chuck 60 feet.
And she's gonna run towards Damon.
That does not cost you your action this round. It's not
Oh,
picked
great.
up and moving forward because that was the held action.
And actually, can she go towards me? And as she comes my way, can I use my movement to jump on her back?
Absolutely.
And run towards Damon and basically like give her my movement? So if she gets to me, it'll be another 45. I'll say that's my action to do that.
Sounds logical. We'll move with that.
So, and I'm just galloping this wolf towards the smoke screen.
Yeah.
Do you produce a cowboy hat?
All right.
The third arm does.
And I forgot. That brings us over to the Zealot of the Darkness.
Arm.
That's so. I've forgotten about that horrific, terrible, terrible thing. Curse whoever created that.
Boy, is it
disgusting
handy.
thing. All right.
Yeah,
Cowboy.
Yes.
It could only have been better if you, Percy, just brought it up from below the table.
Imagine this, but also clown
And it
makeup.
just popped.
I absolutely hate that. Let's see here.
We ride a dawn.
Honor, go ahead and give me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Cool. Yeah, no, for sure. Okay, and it is a saving throw. Great. Good. So that's a total of 9.
9.
Yeah.
You are stricken blind as the Zealot of the Darkness weaves this little strange-looking ball of darkness and throws it towards you, and it kind of zips and rolls and smacks you in the face. And there's this dark cloud over your eyes, almost like clutching onto the skin there as it does it, and you can see absolutely nothing at this point. And you will have the blind
Rude.
on you at this time. So
Okay.
So rude.
Uh-huh.
then he is going to take his movement, and he is going to move 30 feet this way and away. He is not looking to hang out anywhere near that area. Things look really, really bad at this point in time. And that is what the Zealot is going to do right now. He prepares something else while he waits for that. Moves us down to Anna, who is currently blind. Anna, what would you like to do?
Great. 1 second. I am going to yell, "Where did he go?" And I want to hold my action until I hear from one of my friends which direction he ran, and then I'm gonna run and hit.
All right. So oh,
Just swing.
Just swinging wildly.
from the top of the cage there,
Yeah.
the unmovable leaps down, and he is going to attack Anna.
I'd like to attack him.
Go ahead. 18 is the number to beat or beat.
I miss.
As you swing at the immovable jumps down, both hands are gripping his axe, and he swings it down towards Anna there. He has advantage. Ooh, that is absolutely amazing. A natural 20 and a 1. But his advantage, so the natural 20 is what
Great.
counts on
Fine.
that.
Yeah. Okay.
I thought this was golf. It's the lowest score, right?
Yeah, I think
that's
so. Yeah,
Exactly
yeah.
how it does not work, unfortunately.
Okay. All right.
So, Anna,
We should- Yeah.
you take 26 points of damage
That's fine.
as he
that's
slams into you there. And he seems most happy about that.
I bet he is. Yeah.
And you take swing.
What
He's
is
going
that
to go
guy?
and give you one more swing of that axe. 15 is the higher of the two, plus his bonus. All right, that's going to bring me to a 21.
Okay. Yep. That hits.
All right, and that one hits. And that one does 16 points of damage. to
All
you.
right. Okay. Sounds good.
And
Sounds
basically,
good.
he swings down and cleaves in, and then swings over and cleaves into you on that. And he is chuckling the whole time on that. 36,
Classic
42.
bad guy.
Yeah. Yeah. That was yeah.
All right, that leaves you with 14.
That smarted a little bit.
That leaves you with 5, I think, there, Anna, right?
Yep. That does.
All
There's
right.
nice.
Counting.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be okay though.
Everything's fine. All right.
glad I didn't
All right.
hold an
That
action
moves us
to-
down to Vaughn.
Yep.
You are next in the rotation there.
Right. I have a question for you. What
Yes.
do I have to use to control the zombies?
To control the zombies, you can just issue commands.
Goodness. Amazing. I would like to go ahead and tell the individual zombies that are closest to make their way to the immovable that has just jumped down and attacked Anna, and I would like them to attempt to restrain the immovable.
All right. So they have a movement speed of 20 feet each. That's one of the zombies. I think you can get within range there. Those other two, can they make it over? Puts him just inside. I don't think the other one can get past Anna to get over, correct? Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So he'll take damage on that. So he
Nice.
did. You are correct. Thank you, Helping Hands there. And what is our DC on that wisdom save there, Anna?
Oh,
This one.
Mary.
Oh, it's Mary. That's right. Ooh, dang it. Mary, what's the... Your Spirit Guardian DC, was that a 14 or 16 last time?
15 is my spell DC.
15, okay.
Right.
My bad. And that was
Yeah.
how much? Oh, you need to roll the damage for the round, actually.
Oh,
3d6, right? 3d8?
yeah.
3d8?
It's 8. Yeah, honey.
The Zealot's not in there, right?
No, the Zealot is way far away from that.
14.
14 points of damage.
Nice.
22 total for him. And he just kind of shrugs it off. Doesn't seem to be, as the Guardians rake and scrape at him, he just seems to be grinning from ear to ear at this point. Very focused
Yeah, okay.
at taking on his head.
Amazing.
So, Vaughn, what do you wanna have
Vaughn,
them
hearing
grapple?
Anna call out, Vaughn would call, well, the one you asked about is 36 degrees to your left specifically, but you have bigger problems, and I'm going to fire up 2 arcane rays at the immovable that is attacking Anna.
All right.
Great. That's going to be an 18 and a natural 1 for those 2 rays. So can I see that beautiful, beautiful die?
Hand that over, please.
Jeez.
Yes. So let's
Thank
roll a
you
red
very
dot,
much.
please. Red dot, please.
I love it.
Red dot, yes.
No red dot.
Oh,
For the one
would've
that did
been
hit,
awesome.
that's going to be up 5 points.
Okay.
5 points of force damage. And then coming up with my bonus action, I'm going to follow up, and that is actually going to be a 26 for the crossbow. And that's
That would certainly strike. 18 is the number to me to beat.
love it, love it, love it. For 7 points of piercing damage.
All right. Now you seem to have grabbed his attention. He kind of shoots an eye, kind of glance back at you like that. I'll come for you next.
Why wait? And I'm going to attempt to jump down, and in my movement, I'd like to essentially get between Anna and the immovable, pushing Anna out of the way. Anna's blind; she won't see it coming.
It's true. Yep.
Now, how many actions do you have?
Yeah, it's true.
It's a bonus action to control the zombies.
I have to use my movement.
Okay, you use your. I don't believe you. I think to knock somebody out of the way. It is a action, correct?
There's one square space.
There's one. There is.
Just not space.
All right, then I will allow that. Fantastic. I did not realize that was there. So excellent use. Let's go ahead and move on in between the two of them.
Okay.
And there we are. And now your zombies are right there. They get a grapple you were looking to do to tie him up.
I wanted them to attempt to restrain him. Yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and give me a collective roll for your zombies.
Sweet. You can tell me what the
Say
mod.
plus 45.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah.
So for your zombies, yeah, plus 45. That was exactly.
It's
They have a
It's canon.
strength bonus of a +1
Well, that's an 8 on the die for a 9 total.
for a 9 total,
Lucky number 9.
which she just seems to shrug off pretty much.
That makes
Just gonna
sense.
Get over here. All right,
We're in it now.
I'm gonna beat you to death with her head.
That seems illogical, but you can try.
All right, moving on. I believe that's the last of the actions that you had there, Vaughn. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, that would move us over to the Shadow Strider. He is looking about and looks over to Reverend, and he's going to do a multiple volley at you. Reaches back and grabs the 3 arrows and pulls them up, strings them up. And as he does so, he begins to move. He's going to move 30 feet over to there, and as he does so, he releases the volley of arrows.
Is that an attack
Are
roll?
you kidding me? Where's the little horrible dice?
Right there.
Oh my goodness, I
Right
can't
where
wait for
you
that.
left.
That's great.
The old river good berries, look.
As he does so, there's a blood patch on the floor, and he kind of slips, and the arrows go flying over your head, Reverend, and glance off the ceiling on the far side and do no damage to anybody.
Yay.
He's muttering something in Southern, which you do catch. It's colorful and really insulting.
Rude.
Okay. And that wraps up his actions this round, and unfortunately brings us to Reverend Goodberries, who seems to be able to be in a position to get some retribution on that.
So what I'm gonna decide that what he said that was very rude in Southern was about my mother.
That's wonderful. Yes, exactly what about your mother.
What did you say about her?
She squealed like a pig.
And then I look at him and I say, your bow, drop it. I cast command as my bonus action.
And, well, I would ask you what the DC on that is, but I don't think he has anything that's going to do much with a 2
No.
on the die roll. And he drops the bow, looking quite confused as to why he just dropped his bow.
And then I'm going to cast Terrible Diction, and I whisper something equally terrible, but I do it into his mind. He'll have to make another wisdom saving throw.
Are you kidding me? So I actually rolled 1 lower than a 2.
Extremely terrible bitch.
Nope. All right. So he's going to do 6, 10, 11, 13 psychic damage.
13 psychic damage.
And he has to run as far away as he can.
Now, since he already had his movement, does he now take additional movement?
He takes, it's a reaction. Yes, a reaction to move as far away as his speed allows.
All right, let's move him 45 feet away from his bow. That's not good. And he is going to run this direction, 45 feet. And he is screeching as he runs away from you and unadulterated terror at this point.
Okay.
Good.
It's my favorite type of terror.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can I? So now I'm going to start running towards like the skinny bridge. I saw that Seb moved over that way, right?
Yeah, Sep is over here now in the
So
arena.
I'm gonna start running towards Sep. So
Okay.
yeah,
So
the
30
shortest
feet, I
path.
believe.
Yeah, 30 feet.
All right. Past the dead bodies and the blood slick there.
As I run past, I look over and I want to look over at the zealot. Is the zealot using? Do they have a spell casting focus? A component pouch? What are they using to cast their spells?
The Zealot of the Dark is holding a stick-looking thing in its hand.
Good to
And
know.
On the top of the stick appears to be this pulsating. It's like a globe of shadow.
I want it. Okay, that's my turn.
Last time
All
you guys
right.
take a shot.
That would bring us down to Mary.
Love a good stick.
Okay, so can you please point to where I am right now?
Currently, you are inside
In
this
the circle.
giant ring of
Right, right.
confusion going on here. There are zombies all around you that, while they know that Vaughn is controlling them, look quite unnerving. The unmovable has just about put an end to Anna at this point.
Right.
She is leaking from places in her body she shouldn't. Her armor is just smashed all to you know where and back again. Vaughn looks to be stepping in between the two of them.
And they're both in my circle, correct?
And they're both inside your
Okay,
circle.
great. So, first thing, I'm going to cast my Prayer of Restoration on Anna here that will regain her sight. And then I would like to also dump the remainder of my hit points from Preserve Life into her, which is 20 temporary hit points.
Oh, thank you. Oh my gosh.
Temporary hit points back into Anna there, which brings you to 25.
Yep.
And then I believe I still have my movement. So is there any of the big baddies just outside my circle?
Just outside of the circle is the zealot who seems to be running for his life currently.
Okay, so he left, and then the other guy also moved kind of far away, right?
No, he is right pretty much. There's a zombie between you and the unmovable.
Can I, with my bonus action, move my spiritual weapon to him?
Absolutely, you could.
I would like to do that.
It would not be hindered by anything else that's in the way of it. So it's right next to him or behind him. Where do you want to place it?
Next to him.
Next to him there. All right.
Or I guess behind
You're
him.
looking to make an attack with that?
If I can.
I believe with that you can move an attack as the bonus action, correct? Move it over and engage.
Okay, great. Then I will see if I can hit him with that. Does
Number 18 is the number to meet or beat.
shoot? What do I add to that again? Thank you. It is exactly 18.
Ooh, you guys are right at that cusp. Well done. All right. Damage, please.
And 9 damage.
9 damage. All right.
Thank you for saving my life.
I believe that should wrap up everything that you've got there this
I'm
round,
fine.
right?
I'll be here all night.
And anything else? I think at this point that's.
I think I did all I
Yep.
could do.
That
It
would
was
bring
a
us-
lot.
that would bring us down to
I
the
felt
road.
like a lot.
That was a good
Rose, it is your
Thank
action. It is your action, Rose.
Yes.
You see Vaughn
Send it
has
to
hopped
Rick
down
then.
there.
Yeah.
The spiritual weapon has just
Definitely.
stabbed the unmovable in the back. And there is a giant gash with blood leaking out of the back of his armor.
Of the immovable. But I targeted the zealot last time. Blake, can you point that out on the map?
Zealot is over here.
Okay, so still within range. Knowing that I have debuffed the zealot, I feel like that's a good point for me to
That's
attack.
2d4 off of his saving throw, correct?
So it's 1d4 off the saving throw. He should have taken another d6 damage last time.
That's what I was trying to say.
Ah,
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go ahead and correct
Which
the
I
damage.
just rolled as a 1. So
There's a one, so another 1 point of damage.
Yeah.
So he still has the d4 minus on his
Pebble on his
save.
way over.
right.
Yeah, he's had stubbed his toe a little bit, which does hurt a whole lot if you do it right.
It's true.
Okay, so
Yep, I'm gonna cast Guiding Bolt again at 3rd level at the zealot,
Get him.
and I'm not going to hit, but what I will do is use Favored by the Gods to roll
That sounds
2d4 and add it to help change the outcome. And that's going to be a 17.
17, and minus my 2.
It's a 17 to hit with a guiding bolt.
Well, 17 to hit?
Yeah.
Oh, you would hit him with the guiding bolt, yes.
Awesome.
Now I have to roll the save for that effect that you had, correct?
That's a good point. Guiding bolt has a save.
No, those are
Okay.
saving throw spells. Not
So that was a different spell that she had hit him with then. Okay, so he still has a negative 4 d4 in effect, right?
Till the end of this turn of mine.
So this, okay. But any other actions you've got, what is that? Actually, take care of the damage.
Yep, let's
On
do
the
the
guiding
damage.
bolt.
6, 10, 17 damage.
Oh!
18 damage. 18.
18?
Yeah.
point down.
All right. Your guiding bolt streaks over and hits him, and he falls to the ground. And he's like, "Oh, stop! No, no, no!"
Get him.
And he's groveling on the ground right now, looking really, really bad and begging at this point in time.
Great.
Don't kill me! Don't kill me! And any other actions that you have
I
this
don't
round,
see-
Rose?
I don't see why that's going to sway anything, but. Sure. I will quicken. Toll the Dead. Yeah. Which will require a save. Wisdom saving throw minus the d4.
Minus the d4. I have a total of a 15 with the d4 minus.
That's my spell save DC.
Right. So you told the dead that doesn't do any damage, I believe, right? With save.
Right.
It's
All right.
psychological torment now.
No mercy, please, mercy.
Here's the bell ringing. Death is coming.
He is prone, yes. And he's like, I know secrets. I know secrets. And it moves to Yip Yip.
Hi. We're gonna do a very fun thing called Fireball.
Even like a fire.
My favorite spell.
Next is getting fireball.
I always forget if it's 8 or D6s.
68.
It
86.
86.
68 d4.
I think it's just a flat 300.
It's amazing.
All right. So
Five.
you fire your firebolt. I say your fireball, correct?
Yep, and I'm firing at Seth.
So now this is an automatic strike. It just hits the area.
It's a deck
It's
save.
a dex save.
Next save. Seth doesn't even move as the fireball comes flying into the zone there. And as it starts to explode, the magic expands. You see the wave of the fireball pushing forward, and it literally is just moving everything out of the way. The dust cloud that was Ajax blows away, and as the fireball goes to strike, her, Seth turns into the fireball, and it rushes past her. And when the fireball dissipates, he's just smiling at you.
What?
Any other actions that you've got this round?
So she's just gonna start running down there. So using her 30 feet movement to move towards
All right.
I'm in danger. Damon. I'm just gonna call Damon.
As far as you know.
That's more used to that. I'm more used to that name.
Well, that's only what Yip Yip knows him by, so you only know him as Damon.
Yep.
Fair.
I call him Daniel.
That's fair.
All right. That brings us back to the top of the
Whole
round.
time.
And
Yeah.
Seth,
Canyon.
Seth pulls out a vial and chucks it real fast.
Oh no.
Oh no.
And moves into the cloud.
That's my move.
Just as she goes to step in the cloud, you see her eyes flicker, Damon. That purplish stuff
fine.
that your eyes take on, and into the cloud she goes. And closes the gap in hand-to-hand range.
Red Bull.
Yeah.
She's like,
We'll
"Not
go.
fast enough." Shit. Oh, shoot. That was on the microphone. I did not say that. Shoot. This is a PG-13 show.
No attention to the PM behind the screen.
Yeah.
Or the flake kid up there. But
Get one.
These are words I don't know how to use words.
We got 5 seconds to dump.
Glass houses. Glass houses.
So, yes, I get to wear the crown of shame next time.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't. Yeah.
I didn't hear nothing.
I didn't hear anything. I don't know what you're talking about.
Don't snitch.
Yeah.
What's going on, Will?
So the insult to injury is I dropped the little white die, and the red came up, and I got mad and threw the little white die, and the red came up a second time.
Oh.
That's just awesome. Anyway, so it slides forward at you. The blade passes right next to you, and she is wide open as she ends her turn, David. You will have advantage on That is the end of her actions.
Get her.
She's mine.
Get her.
All right, everybody calm down.
Oh, is it my turn?
It's your turn.
Oh, okay.
Dramatic pause.
Dramatic.
I felt it.
Everyone's waiting in anticipation.
I would like to use Fangs of Death and strike her with both of my daggers.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go.
Thank you.
You're using any of your bonuses, health? Just keeping the advantage, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Didn't know if you were using any inspiration.
You know what? Now that you say that,
That was a terrible idea.
I'll use my platinum for the damage.
Ooh, let's hope you hit.
Yeah, let's hope that.
2 ones.
So, 17.
What's the AC?
I would say you would need to roll damage, Damon.
And how much is the platinum again? Just remind me.
The platinum adds a D10.
How many dice is Damon gonna roll today?
More.
Get.
Yeah, I know. I'm grabbing more. Hang on.
Getting a whole
Pat him down.
Give me a second.
pile already over here.
One gets.
You need him.
Thanks, Echo. That's wonderful. You are a good friend.
I think that's it.
You sure?
Very large.
Full of dice.
It's a fireball pile of D6s.
Okay. So 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 20 points of damage.
All right, Damon.
Ow.
Oh, wait, hang on. I'm sorry.
That was intentional, but I love it.
25 points of damage.
Of the rage that you have inside of you, as the blade that she has slips past your face, you can feel the rush just as it misses your flesh. And she's wide open, and you can see the look in her eyes for a brief moment of, oh no. And you still got the daggers in your hand, and because she's wide open, you stick both of them, one into either side.
Yes.
And that look on her face as she matches your eyes, her hand comes up and touches something right here, and there's that flicker again, and she teleports. And lands directly in front of the Reverend with her back to him.
Yeah.
And as this happens,
Kill her.
he looks up. And we move to the Reverend's turn in initiative here. And as she's looking up, you're screeching, "You backstabbing hag!" It is your turn, Reverend. What are you doing?
Get her.
I
Backstab.
am going to use my inspiration, which is silver, which is what?
Silver
6.
is a D6.
I'm going to use this to reduce her saving throw. And I'm going to
Would
cast.
you like to roll that, or you want me to roll that?
I'm going to roll it.
Okay.
If that's okay.
Roll for the reduction, please.
-3.
-3. All right. And what are we saving against?
Command.
Command, which is wisdom, correct?
Yep.
Need
I
some
turn-
check on that?
I tap her on the shoulder.
Executioner style.
I pull a bottle out of my pocket. This swirling, black, inky darkness. I look her.
The fear?
Yes. I look her in the eyes and I say, "Sip, can I have a drink?"
Yes.
And she reaches up and grabs it.
No. I don't let her grab it. I just want her to open her mouth and I'm just gonna tip it.
Oh, you tip it in, so you pop the cork and tip it in. As you pop the cork and tip it in, the contents of it begins to try to escape immediately. And so you shove it forward into her mouth, and the entire contents of it empties out, and her eyes expand. At the same time that happens, portions of her body also begin to bulge and expand, and a blackness fills her eyes. And literally, she is lifted up in the air and torn into pieces in front of you. And then whatever was in there scatters into a powerful cloud of blackness and races about the room for a moment before dissipating, blowing open the doors at the far end. So you can go ahead and remove those 2 sealed ones right there for the arena.
You just obliterated her.
And you can remove Sep from the map.
Get out of here.
I think your potion was expired.
As she starts to dissipate,
There's nothing that you can even see of
as
her.
it's just like she's dissipating in the wind, as a tear streams down my face, I say, her name was Ariel.
At this point in time, all the combat is basically ceased. The Strider puts his arms up and drops down to his knees, puts them back behind his head like this, and he's like, "Mercy." And the Zealot on the ground is groveling for mercy as well. And that is the last of your enemies that are currently standing.
What about the immovable?
What about the immovable?
He
He doesn't give up though, right?
Oh no, the immovable still. That's right, I forgot he's still alive and standing. Yes.
Yeah.
The
Oh, you,
immovable is the only one that is actually still in the action at this point in time.
Cool.
That is going to advance us over to Skeech. You are next in the rotation there, Skeech.
Okay, I will finish my movement, rushing into the smoke cloud towards where I last saw Damon.
Yes. Hey, for Thundering Smite, when you
And I just saw all that nonsense that occurred, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I want to feel around, see if I can find Damon.
And Damon is
Because I
there
can't see
in the
through
clouds.
this.
Damon, what are you doing as those little hands kind of paw at you? They're small, little clawed hands
That's okay.
that you recognize.
That's
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm going to drop to my knees and drop both of my daggers, and I'm going to throw up.
You hear them skitter in the darkness, and then... For those of you at home, I hope that was nice.
And then I find
Very lifelike.
Damon's back.
Can I pat Damon on the back there?
Yeah, I'm gonna pat Damon on the back,
Let it all out, buddy.
and I'm going to say in Damon's own voice,
What?
we don't have to.
Nice.
Yeah, sure.
Stab in the heart.
And I'm just gonna hold on to Damon.
Any more actions?
No, that's my turn.
All right.
That's a good turn.
That would move us down the line to Echo and Sky.
So if Sky dashes, she is 100 feet. Can she get into the cloud to Damon using
Absolutely.
her smell?
Yep. Actually, you would have advantage if you're looking to do anything with smell, because that's one of her traits.
Yeah, me riding on her back, I'm just trying to get into the cloud of smoke and just drop off the health potions.
So you have a wolf that can smell and a smelly wolf rider in the cloud.
Tip my hat. That's amazing. I'm just gonna ignore all that emotional nonsense going on and try and run with the rest of my movement towards the action, with whatever movement she has left.
So the potion delivery service drops off the potion to Damon, who is currently in the process of hurling.
You see Echo
Oh my god.
start like pull something kind of from his bag, and a thorny whip kind of starts forming, and he starts lassoing it's running towards the enemy as I cast Blossom of Vine.
Oh,
My bonus action.
yeah. That just happened.
I don't know what's happening, but I like it.
Yeah.
Everything about it.
Is the range on that?
It's just next to my hit with a melee attack.
Okay, no problem then. All right, that wraps us up for this round.
No, you should take that with a meal before you drink that.
It went super serious.
The zealot
Bathos.
attempts to take care of his wounds, and you see him look a little bit healthier.
My man, it's over.
And he sits up on his hind, and he pushes himself back up against the wall, and has his hands up as well. Mercy, please, mercy. And then it moves over to Anna at this point.
Great. I would like to circle around. Is the immovable still look like he wants to fight?
He does not look like he's giving up.
Great. Good. I want to circle around so that I'm flanking. Was someone staying in melee?
Yes, Vaughn is separating the two of you so you can move without opportunity attack on them.
Great. Just so I can get advantage. Yep, I'm going to drop Shield of Faith, and with my bonus action, cast Thundering Smite. Yeah, and
Brother Francis.
yeah, and then I have advantage to hit, right?
Yes, you do.
Great. Okay, come on, buddy. Okay, that's a natural 20.
Him.
How would you like to do this?
Okay, great. I just want to roll the dice. It was a lot.
Oh, I figured as much.
Great.
That's why I-
I'm gonna thank you. Okay, yeah.
Did you do more than 11 points of damage?
A little bit? Yeah. I just
You obliterated him.
Yeah, I just want to bring him down to his knees.
What did you roll? Total damage.
Total damage? Oh, good. Okay, great. A lot. Okay, so that's 16. And then I packed also 3 smites in. I'm feeling a little antsy. 19.
A little special, you
A
know.
little special. That's 20. Thank you, 29. Yeah. 29. And then 36. Yeah, and then plus 5, so I believe that's 41.
All right.
Yeah.
So, Anna,
Yes.
as you bring your hammer around,
Yeah.
this voice whispers in the back of your mind, sounds like Gendron, that changes the trajectory of your swing from up to around this way.
Great.
And you connect with the back of the immovable's head, and the hammer continues to carry forward. And you send his head as it disconnects from the base of his neck and splats off of the wall and just kind of slides down.
You are playing golf.
And his body collapses to the floor.
In the place of the immovable head, his head is gone. You just see my face. Oh my god!
The zombies are like,
The assignment.
so did you fight it?
I did.
And this is where we're going to stop for a little while, take a short break to see what happens next here down in the arena.
Yeah.
Yes, down under. So we'll see you here. And welcome back from break there. So we're going to pick up where we had left off. At this time, a quiet passes over the battlefield here. And the two remaining members of the Way have prostrated themselves before you. The Shadow Strider on his knees with his hands behind his head. Zealot pressed up against the wall with his arms raised. Damon is... Dante, should I say, is at the far side, seemingly coming to grips with something. Skeech is by his side. Echo, you and Sky arrive by the Shadow Strider, and he is not. He's not reaching for a weapon. He's not trying to do anything at this point. He's like, I'm seeking your mercy, sir.
I will lash him with the vine and just essentially tie it around him like hot.
All right. So if he moves, it's really spiky and painful, I'm assuming? All right.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, I understand, but it's not really necessary. And it's in Southern that he's saying. Do you speak Southern? I forgot. Oh, so you have no idea what this man is saying. My bad.
Slap him.
Dirty little breeder. All right. So, he delivers something in Southern. You're not quite sure what he says. And he is down there. What are you looking to perceive?
What he said to me.
Invite the tone.
All right. So yeah, that would be insight. Yes.
Be 15.
15. Judging by the fact that you just killed his boss and murdered most of his friends and now have lashed him up into the spiky, painful vine that you have curled around him, it probably was some insult in whatever that language is that he's speaking. It's a human dialect, but you're not sure what he's saying.
Pity. I'll look back towards. Is the smoke cloud behind me?
The smoke cloud dissipates at this point.
Yep.
The spirit guardians and the guardian weapon have dissipated at this point as well. And again, the zombies begin to crumble and fall apart.
How do I feel?
Vaughn, as they are falling apart, that glow that was on the zombies rushes back into you. And most of the spiderwebbing in your veins goes away, except for the spiderwebbing on your face around your eyes. You can see the veins, some blackness to them radiating out from your eyes. And a little driblet of blood that comes out of both eyes. Either one, almost like tears of blood that come down.
How can he see the veins that are beside his eyes?
Well, he can't. The rest of you can.
I'm
The third person camera can.
Yeah.
Yes. So,
The very polished inside of a shield.
Yeah.
Echo will grab the
off of Mary's shield, as a matter of fact, which is very polished.
Echo will grab the guy's hair and just like stand behind him and just unsheath one of his swords and put it to his neck.
Oh,
Just say, "Where was his mercy?" But he looks over towards you, like he's waiting for permission.
I'm gonna get up. I am in hysterics. Like, I just lost the only person that ever meant anything to me in my entire life. I'm going to walk over.
To the Shadow Strider?
Yep.
Okay.
And I'm going to take out my dagger. And I'm going to stab him. And just...
Damon makes the long walk across the arena. Each footstep of his boot, you can hear clacking on the cobblestone as he takes this very determined walk towards the Shadow Strider. The anguish on his face almost turns into a rage by the time he's standing directly in front of the Shadow Strider. The blade sits in his hand, and without a second's hesitation, and with nobody else's interfering, slips right into the spot that you know is a kill spot. Now, you choose to make this a slow death, or is this a
Oh,
fast
no, it's
death?
slow.
All right. The blade passes into his chest and finds that internal artery and makes the delicate incision, the cut that will lead to death unless he is medically treated. It will be an excruciating death for him. For the next 10 minutes, he'll be in a world of pain.
Echo like drops the body out of shock and surprise, but you see him try and kind of compose himself. Like,
Oh, he's not dead yet. He's twitching right now, and just making these horrible, almost mewling sounds as he
just like-
writhes on the ground.
Is looking at the body or the guy rolling on the ground, and you see him shaking a little bit, but like trying, his jaws clenched.
I'm gonna say in Southern to the guy on the ground. That was for him and everything you've done to us.
He is not able to come up with any response to the pain except just mumbles, groveling sounds, and just, again, a man dealing with a world of pain.
I'm gonna walk away and I'm gonna walk to where the last time I saw Ajax, and I'm just gonna try to see if there's anything, even like the slightest bit of fabric.
And you begin your walk back over to where Ajax was. Reverend, what are you doing at this
I
point?
walk over to the zealot.
All right, you close the gap between you and the zealot, and he sees what is happening across the arena from him, and he's like, please, don't do that to me, please. Yes, I served the way, and I am very sorry. I know what we did is terrible to you, and I cannot take that back. But I was doing what I was told. You know, I mean, you would have done the same, right?
I know that I go by the name the Reverend Goodberries, but you seem to think that this is a confession.
I mean, that's all. What you're not. I don't know. What do I need to say? What do I need to do? Please, your mercy.
I haven't decided yet.
I know
pull out
things.
the little bell.
I know things that could be useful to you.
Uh-huh.
I
Yep.
promise that I will not return. You will never see me again. I just, please.
Do you know what this does?
If it does what I think it does, I will ask you again for mercy.
Mercy. Point over to Pavis. Did you give him mercy? How many people have you personally murdered? Innocents. Do you
Well-
keep tally, or do they all just start to run together after a while?
So he has no poker face. He's like, well, I don't know who was innocent. I've never tracked that.
When you go to bed at night, you ever think about the screams as they was begging for mercy from you?
There's a little slight smile on his face. No. So, look, yes, I've done terrible, terrible things. But so have you. And you've killed people too, right? And that makes you better than me?
I only ever did what I had to.
So did I. I mean, you think that, I would be let go? And if I just left the organization?
If we leave you go right now, what's going to happen?
What's going to happen?
Continue your reign of terror somewhere else?
Listen, I have no other way of proving one thing, one way or the other. But I can tell you this, that I want nothing to do with you or your people. I will leave. I will go away. I will never trouble you again, ever.
And I start talking to him and telling him my story about how I got to here.
Do you divulge the full truth to him?
I'm just talking to him for 1 minute.
Does Vaughn know what's happening?
I don't know, dude.
I mean, we've seen you do this twice now.
You would probably you might know that something magical is happening.
3 times as a trend. Yeah.
I know. He's not going to interfere unless you do something to overtly attempt to harm this individual.
I'm done.
Look,
Kill him.
look. You know, up there are your friends. They're unharmed. The women that were taken.
Oh, you're gonna take us to them.
Yes,
That's table stakes right now.
Be glad to, please. Anything I can do to show you that I'm true to what I'm saying.
I've done my charming sermon on him,
That's terrible.
so he needs to make a wisdom. Sorry, wisdom wisdom save. Yes.
23.
Passes. Then I'm going to use the pommel of my rapier and I'm going to smack him on the side of the head with it.
Roll damage, please.
What that'd be like what
Improvise, I would say D4.
Okay. So I don't That'll be I used my dice that you can't see. It'll be 1.
1. Doesn't kill him, but he's looking pretty sad right now. Blood's trickling down the side of his head. What? I told you, I'm not...
guess what I was saying to you didn't take. So now we're gonna have to do it again. Because he does not know that I've been trying to charm him, even though he passed the save. So I'm going to do it again. I'm going to for another minute.
As the Reverend begins chatting again, he looks over towards Anna and Vaughn. He's like, Mercy! Make him stop. I don't care about this story.
This is a mercy.
Oh, then kill me, I guess.
Anna's just holding the hammer, like, covered in blood, like,
if you're going to do it, do it. Don't torture me here.
The only thing that you can do to save yourself is to make yourself useful.
I've been trying to tell you I can be very useful to you.
Hey, he has an attitude. We don't take that down here.
I snatch the spellcasting focus out of his hand.
He doesn't even fight you whatsoever.
And then I'm going to smack him with it again.
Roll a D4.
That's probably got a couple of hit points in him. That's a 4.
Oh, why? Just do it then. Just do it. He spits out a tooth.
Reverend. I don't know what your game is, what you're trying to do, but do not toy with this individual.
I'm not toying with them.
You're speaking to someone who speaks as if they were someone who had no choice. You are someone who has a choice in what they decide to do beyond this point.
He doesn't get a choice.
You
anymore.
are the one with the choice, Reverend.
He's going to make himself useful to us.
Yeah. I'll be useful.
I want to put him under my thrall. The only thing that
you're not that charming, lad.
The only thing that you have left to do is to make yourself useful to the one God's will. Then we're going to march you into town, cause some trouble for some of our friends from the Concordance.
Look. I'm telling you, I will trade you information. I will help you if you let me go.
I don't want any information that you have. Have some of my friends do.
I will trade you information if you let me go.
I will gladly take
Get this madman away from me.
No. You will give us the information and we take you above.
Oh, so I can be killed up there? That's not how the trade is going to work.
This is not a trade. You think you are bartering with us?
Oh, I know I'm bartering with you right now. Because he's going to sit there.
I'm going to go ahead and evoke both of the arcane rays and let both of my eyes kind of go over with the same void.
Intimidation?
Yeah. Can I get advantage, please?
I will give you advantage on that.
Can his intimidation help him fail his wisdom save?
It's even with advantage only 13.
13? That's a nat 20. As you flare up like that, he's like, I have seen things much worse than that.
I take his spellcasting focus and I shove it into my jacket pocket and I walk away from him. He's not worth it.
If you're going to kill me here. Going up there, it's the same thing as killing me down here. All it does is prolong this and make this worthless. For me to even trade you anything, what is my incentive to give you any information? I am trying to make a trade here. I will walk away from this. I will never cause you trouble again. There are things that I know that can aid you.
I don't want to kill
you.
There
are things coming down the road that the data that I have for you could be very beneficial.
You speak to me like you know who I am.
You really don't know who Sep was, really? She has had her people watching this town for ages. We knew when you came into this town, you started causing trouble, she dug deeper. I know who you are. I know what your plans are. And I know they're not going to like it up there.
Who's they?
So go ahead and drag me up there. I'll be very happy to spill my guts to them for a chance of mercy and trade you in. And you, and you. They'd be very, very happy to find the three of you.
You're really not making a good case for yourself right now.
I just want to go.
Listen, I don't want to kill you. There's been enough death that's gone on down here. I want justice.
Justice for what?
For what you've done.
Am I able to walk over?
Yes.
I'm gonna walk over. And I'm still, like, hysterical. Like, crying, that kind of stuff. And I'm going to grab him, the zealot. I'm going to press my dagger to where I know that the kill spot is.
Mm-hmm.
What did they do to Ajax? Why was he under her control? What did you all do?
Your mother had us enthrall him. It was the only way he would conform, which she knew that it would be a way to get to you after the trouble that you caused down south. And he has been very instrumental in helping us quell issues that we had. And once it became known that it was you that was here, we brought him up here with us. And that would have been, if he had been able to complete his task, it would have allowed him to fully manifest. But looks like you took care of that. I'm assuming so. I wasn't really paying attention over him since he's not
I'm gonna
there.
pierce the dagger, not killing him, but I am going to start cutting into him because he's
Okay.
making me mad.
Damon.
Go ahead and roll another d4, please.
Oh man, I hope I kill this guy. To 1.
A 1? How would you like to do this? So, Damon, as you press the dagger into him, the last of his life ebbs out at that point, and he goes slack into the dagger.
But does he though?
Oh, he does.
Did you?
I'll go ahead and use my remaining blood maledict just
Are we
in
the
case
baddies?
this were to happen.
Yes.
And go ahead and channel a little bit of my life force into this individual. I'll take 5 points of damage.
But will you take 5 points of damage?
Each of you
The
take 3
game
points.
becomes the baddies.
Each of you take 3 points, and he goes again and stares back at you. He's like, your mother would have finished the job.
The information.
And he's just staring at Damon right now.
This was a waste.
Whoa, wait. What do you mean? What do you mean, his mother?
Oh, he didn't tell you?
Tell me what?
You've been hanging out with Sep's little pup there this whole time.
You think that's gonna make me angry at him?
At this point, you've already killed me once. Sure.
If I could ask a quick question.
Yes.
Are Echo, Yip Yip, and I still, like, on the...
I'm assuming at this point you all have come over to the torture session over here in the corner.
Yip Yip's kind of hiding behind Sky. She does not want to watch this. Just like,
There is very much something in this that is bothering you, Echo. This does not feel just or right.
He is still standing over the body that Damon killed, just kind of staring at it, knowing that he was about to do the same thing, but he's just staring at the guy just bleeding out on the floor. He hasn't even been paying attention to the zealot.
I'm gonna turn my back to this individual and I'm gonna walk slowly towards the other one where Echo is at.
That's where I wanted to head to.
Okay, so you all begin approaching the man writhing around the floor. He's not moving quite as much as he was before.
Is he dead?
Not yet. It's not long.
I cast healing word on him.
You cast Healing Word, and the wound on the inside begins to knit up, and he begins coughing out blood from his lungs that's been filling up this time, as time has gone on. And he looks over, he doesn't see the Reverend, but he sees the rest of you, And he looks back. He's like, what? It says something in Southern. Do you speak Southern? He's like, is this mercy?
It would behoove you to choose your next words quite carefully.
Yes.
I don't know if I would call this mercy, but this is a second chance.
I've just had enough.
I
Been enough blood.
I don't know what the second chance to what.
Don't worry about it, and I'm going to start to help this individual up.
You help him up. He looks over at you, reaches down to his belt, and pops it, which drops the arrows and the rest of his equipment away on that. And he raises his hands up. See, there's more blood that he begins to cough out again as the healing word has now taken effect and mended the damage on him. And he's like, look, I understand we're enemies, but where I come from, it was an honor to serve in the way. I don't know how you do things up here, but we had an enemy to dispatch of, and that is what I did. That's what I'm sorry. I'm sure that if it had been my people that had been injured, I would have been just as angry as you. And I get this, but I believe we're on equal footing at this moment. I correct?
I want to see what Damon's doing.
I'm stayed over with Damon and the Zealot.
Right now, Damon and the Zealot are matching eyes.
You're going to tell me the information that you know. And if you don't, we will kill you and we will bring you back, and it'll be just an endless torture.
Natural 20. He pushes himself forward on the dagger, and it pushes back through, and his eyes kind of blink at you for a moment, and he goes slack and just leans against you.
I'm gonna kick him.
God. I think that's the one that got him.
At this point, I just start walking away.
Walking away where? Out of here?
Yeah, towards the door.
Towards the doors that have been blown open? Okay.
Wait. Where is Pavis?
Pavis is where the front section of the combat took place. You know, where Seth was looking down from you. It is that X bar. One side was holding the gray, and one side was
Can I
holding
get
Pavis.
up there?
It's right down here with you all.
I start walking over to Pavis's.
Yeah, it's right there in that
remains.
dead center area. So you walk over to where Pavis is, and
Seeing
His-
where the Reverend's going, I'll walk back and grab the cape from off of the immovable
okay,
and give it to the Reverend.
give that to the Reverend.
I'll help the Reverend. Bring him down.
All this that we did here, it's not going to bring him back. It's not going to bring any of them back. And I don't feel better now that she's gone. I killed Damon's mother. I don't know what to think anymore. And I just start wrapping Pavis up, and I take a little symbol of the one god and put it on his chest as we just wrap him up in the cape. Someone help me carry him.
I'll carry him.
The
should
Shadow
bury
Strider
him.
looks at you. He's like, look, you're going to want to get up to your friends up there, I'm assuming, right? And again,
Correct.
I will help you. I'm hoping that you will let me walk away from this. And again, I know the Zealot made a promise. I know he was not going to keep that. I will give you my word. And I can tell you right now, what you all have done here will break the way. Sep was only able to seize control again down there and put some very less than capable people in charge just long enough to come up here and resolve things. Our entire goal was to put it into you all and then return down south. At this point, the way will break. There are enough other organizations that are hungry for the territory they control.
Yay, power
They will be broken. I will walk away from this. This is a chance to start something different. I can't tell you I'm going to be a good man. I won't make that promise to you, but I will be no more trouble to you.
I'd like to insight this individual.
Go ahead.
That's a 4.
4. Given the fact that this guy it's a hood on, and things like that, it's really hard to see his facial expressions and read them. But looking into this guy's eyes, he does not appear to be lying to you.
And like this kind of twisted, like sense of like morbid justice type of thing, Bond's gonna go ahead and he's helping him out. He's gonna grab him, put him up in front of him, kind of pat him on the shoulders a little bit. I don't think you fully understand what is happening here. I've given you a second chance. The second chance is that my friends here aren't going to outright murder you because you've asked for mercy, and where I come from, that is respected. You fought valiantly, even if your cause was ill. But we will take you to individuals up above, and they will determine what happens with you. I do not care for information. I do not seek to barter with any of you. I will let you keep your life, and you will think about the decisions that you have made thus far. That is the mercy I am granting you. Now come with us.
There's a little flicker in his eye for a brief moment, and he nods. All right. And that's the way it will be. And let's get you to your friends. And move this along. And he takes you over to the far edge of the arena, underneath the shelf where Septon stood over, was kind of leering at you all, and pushes in on one of the rocks, and it moves in and slides slightly out of the way, reaches past that, turns a little knob. You can see the gates, the portcullises on this side rise up. And he's like, all right. He's like, it's a bit of a walk over here, but it'll be all right. And he leads you back over to the other side of the arena. There's another area that was very similar to the cage zone where you were in originally with the animals. This area here, there's nothing over in the cages. Takes you over to another section, which is just off the side, and begins to lead you up and out of the arena zone, the prep area below there. And as you come up, you come through a set of doors, and this area is very lavish. Looks to be kind of a lounge off the side of the arena. And then brings you into the top section where Seth was sitting almost at the VIP booths up here. And lashed and bound is Katya, Anna, Delphine, and Aster. And they look very desperately at you all as you come in. But when they see you, Vaughn, they almost recoil in fear.
It's valid.
And they look very desperately at the rest of you that have come up here. And like they're looking at Vaughn like,
he is remarkably wounded and attempts to hide it the best he can.
Who has come with Vaughn up to the section? I believe, since over by the Strider, that would have been Echo, Yip Yip, Skeech. You would have been with them. Anna and Reverend, you were with Pavis. It would have walked by you, Mary, as well.
Okay.
Because
I figured we were all gonna walk together.
Okay, so
Oh, I'm not.
Oh,
Okay.
you're not?
you would go with Vaughn. Okay, so you're with Vaughn as well. They definitely turn to you, Rose, since you would be the one person they know more than anybody else at this point. They should begin to set them free.
I'll stay back with
They
Damon.
begin talking very hurriedly, and like, oh, we thought we were dead. We thought. And Katya is like, once again, you all have come to our rescue. Thank you. I know that I don't. You keep saving us, and we've got nothing to repay you with. She's like, is he going to be all right? I mean,
I've averted. If I realize what they're looking at, like fear towards my like face and eyes, I would have averted my gaze and averted my face.
it looks like he was touched with that shadow. The shadows that they were involved with. I'm not.
Quickly turns around. I assure you, I will be right as rain tomorrow.
I step in front of him. They cast a spell on him, some dark magic, but luckily we were able to divert most of it, and he'll be better soon.
Thank you.
Just a few minutes.
Vaughn is hiding a small tear that is coming out of his eye behind you.
Everything is gonna be all right from here on in.
Seeing everyone out of the cages, Bond's talking with the people who were captive. Where is the Shadow Strider?
Shadow Strider is with you all, and he has not made any kind of a move whatsoever to escape. Shoulders kind of sunk a bit, head is down, and he's actually pulled the mask off of his head at this point and literally just dropped it on the ground as you all were coming up the stairs.
What was his role in the kidnapping?
He was not with the team that came after you.
And where was he while Pavis was flayed?
Unfortunately, you're not sure because that was not done in front of you. You just saw when they strung his body up. It was quite a shock to you as well. But when they strung the body up, given what you know about things, it looks like he had been dead for a while. Because there was no blood, nothing along those lines. Also with the gray, so it looks like they must have done all that before they went after you all.
I'd like to grab Vaughn by the bottom of his shirt and kind of get him kneel down a little bit.
Hey, come here.
Yes, but
And I want to
Sorry?
pull out the face cream of distilled mirage.
Hmm.
And I want to kind of rub
Apply it on Vaughn?
Yeah, to see if I can get him to looking like he's supposed to.
Yes, it does work.
even though I'm crying, is it?
Oh, I'm wiping that away.
Oh, are you still crying?
I wiped it away.
Okay. When you're done crying,
Yeah,
then you apply
make
it.
sure it
I'm
doesn't
assuming.
rhyme.
If you're applying it
The
while
only
you're crying.
thing I know about this is you can't get it.
Yeah.
So,
I'll stop.
Hey, you're gonna be all right.
So, down below, Dante and Anna, what is it you all are doing?
I'm back over. I'm looking.
Oh, that's right. You had gone over to look. As you walk over and look at the area where the battle has taken place and the spot where he fell, you see absolutely nothing. The dust has completely been blown away at this point. And just as you are about to give up hope, something catches your eye, a little bit of movement towards the far edge of the arena. There's a little piece of colored clothing, a little piece of colored armor, leather. It looks to have been the same pattern that Ajax had on, very similar to the pattern that currently rests on your damaged jacket.
I'm gonna grab it. And I think Damon's just gonna have a full mental breakdown just right there.
I'm gonna have been kind of keep it Anna's gonna have kind of been keeping distance, but once you go down, I think she's gonna go sit by.
You take Damon's hand.
Or just put a hand on his shoulder, just so he knows that he's not alone.
And Damon, years and years and years of anguish flood you at this moment. The abuses that you took, the harshness of the training, the times that your brother was there for you, and now the loss of your brother. It is almost too much for you at certain points to almost breathe. Just the pain and the emotion in your chest. And then when Anna reaches out and touches you on the shoulder, you feel like it's might be a way forward for you on this. It's the same almost reassuring touch that your brother had given you when you were a child, that feeling that there is somebody there for you.
I won't say anything.
And as you all wrap up top there, you're heading back out now. You notice that you can see from where you are across the arena where Damon is on his knees and Anna stands kind of kneeled down next to him with her arm and hand outstretched, with a hand on his shoulder.
I think there's a fear and a hesitancy to go over towards Damon, knowing that I had played a hand in bringing this person back from the brink of death and kind of stealing that moment from you. So I think feeling really appropriate that Anna is over there instead of me currently. But I don't think we should be here anymore. And I'd like to get out of here as soon as we possibly can.
Nothing left. Nothing left here for us.
do you want to go back for that bear right now, or?
He's just staring at where Pavis is under the cloak. And you see he hasn't really stopped looking at it since you covered it.
We
I
need
think
to.
I'm holding Pavis, aren't I? Am I
I
not?
thought you were, yeah.
His
Okay.
tiny little body wrapped up in the cloak as you hold him, surprised by how little he actually weighs as you are carrying him out. It's not the first time, unfortunately, you've had to hold a body before, but it's just probably the most painful that you ever experienced because, again, he's so young. Yes.
I'm trying to make sure. I'm trying to talk to Anna, the little girl,
Mhm.
and I'm trying to make it so that she can't see the body. That's what I'm sort of preoccupying myself with right now. It's the task that I'm set myself on to
As you all are walking
distract
out,
myself.
she reaches up and holds your hand as you all are walking out, and she just kind of smiles up at you.
Hey, look over there on your shoulder. What's that? And she just sees a little bird tweeting sound over her shoulder.
Her face lights up, and she
Oh.
looks back at you and looks back at the bird.
Missed it. Just flew away. Well, let's get out of here. Yeah, you want to go back up? Yeah. Let's go.
If possible, Yip Yip would just want to try to reach up to take Echo's hand to try to give him a bit of comfort, even if she wasn't really looking at him. She's just like trying to be there for him, at least.
He squeezes your hand.
There's a strange little moment that passes between you all when you do that. It's interesting how the reassurance of this little creature that has very recently come into your life at this moment again has an impact on you, almost as if she's trying to protect your innocence with her own. And out, I'm taking you're coming out through the Silver Chalice. Up and out of the Silver Chalice from the basement you come up and into the dining area of the Silver Chalice. And as you do step out, you see that there are all kinds of the Concordance guards up here.
Are the 3 guards that we left in the fake, in the costumes
Yes.
still there? Amazing.
Yes.
Great. Good.
They're still there.
You
I should probably write this in my book. I climbed a wall.
you did your job, fellas.
Thanks. But I'm kind of sorry about this. And the doors to the area where the Thieves Guild is slam shut, and there are guards that are there as well. And the weapons come out.
How many?
There are about 30 guards in here at the very least.
So
Are they-
there's a chance.
Are they standing in a 30-foot cube?
The room itself is about 30, 40 feet. And they're like, halt. Bring your prisoner forward. Because they can see that obviously you have this gentleman here. And immediately he's clapped in irons. You can also see the guards that were from the Silver Chalice are sitting on the floor with manacles on them as well. And they begin carting them off. All right. And he snaps over to one of the sergeants. He's like, escort these people back to where they belong. The rest of you, you come with us.
What makes you think that we want to do that?
At this point, he pushes open the front door, and you can see there are about 100 men outside. I can ask you very nicely, which I would
Now it's
appreciate you
fair fight.
coming. Or we can do this the rough way, which would definitely make King George most upset. I would like to deliver you without any additional bruises or open wounds.
I whisper to Echo. Is there any other way out of here?
Do I know of another way out of here?
I'm looking at the wall at plan B that we had discussed earlier with this.
B
Of
for
I
bomb.
take that wall away and we just go through it.
You hear back in your head, Reverend, we failed. This is it.
We didn't fail. No, there's always a way.
Not anymore.
Miss Rose, you're welcome to accompany us as well, or you can go back to your bakery. That's entirely up to you. And listen, I know this looks most inappropriate, And believe me, you see that they all have House Hastings uniforms on. I would have absolutely no trouble running any of you through, but my orders are to bring you back peaceably.
And where is
Let
that
me
exactly?
ask, would you please accompany us to the Great House? King George would like to speak with you. Please.
I look.
From one prison to another. I don't see that there's really a choice. I'll stay with the rest of them.
Very well. Miss Rose, we will do our best to assure nothing happens to you should the rest of the party act up. But again,
Wild card. I pull out a crystal from my pocket and I spin it, and shimmering lights spread out,
colors.
Shapes and colors spread out across every one of them in the front of the room, and I'm casting Bedazzle.
That's 100% the signal. That wall's going away.
Have to make a wisdom save.
I'm going to assume they probably fail when I have a total of a 6.
So they are now all just staring bleary-eyed at the colors and shapes that only they can see.
And they're like, oh.
Run!
And like a freight train, the Colossus explodes to the side wall.
Oh, come bring it!
Oh yeah! It's in this plan C.
I have a
Same wall that I was looking
I
at.
have a 24 to seize Yip Yip.
What?
He comes through the wall and reaches out in a stranglehold on Yip Yip. And this massive fist wraps around her head. And he is holding her up off the ground by her head.
And it's
And he points at the rest of you and turns around and is literally still holding her. Her little hands are reaching up and grabbing onto his arm and begins walking out of the silver chalice.
Let her go!
And it turns back and looks at you and keeps on walking.
Reverend, that was a nice display, but it's going to be fruitless. I've told you that they're everywhere now.
Where are the other individuals that we brought out with us? They were still with Rose, or
The young ladies have been escorted out by the guards. That was one of the first things that they did, was ask them peacefully to follow them throughout.
far enough away to
Yes.
chaos ensue? Okay.
Wait,
Where's the Shadow Strider?
The Shadow Strider,
Is being brought along
he
with
has
us?
been seized with the rest of them. The other 3 guards that were here from the Silver Chalice in the beginning, that were in the manacles, he's been bound up as well. Now, he is also mesmerized and staring up with the other 3 that are also with the other 30 that are like... The only person that was not mesmerized was the Colossus, who currently has Yip Yip.
As we follow I'm gonna go to follow the Colossus out. But on the way, I'd really love to just rip the House Hastings insignia off of the captain.
Snatch it off with his armor.
I'm not happy
I
about
don't
it.
think that counts as an attack.
Okay, right,
So-
because I'm not attacking him.
No, he is mesmerized. You just...
Vandalism, logic interaction.
I would consider it an attack if it had actually caused him physical harm or anything else along those lines.
No.
So Yip
They
Yip,
don't
as
get
he
to
is,
make another.
Colossus is
They
holding you.
would get to make
That
another
hand is
saving throw.
massive. That is got you clenched in it, and the way his grip is, 2 of the fingers are hooked underneath your arms here, and while it is uncomfortable, it is not crushing you currently. But
No.
She's still clawing.
yes, definitely still clawing. It is not the nicest way you've ever been escorted. It almost reminds you a little bit of when you were a young pup and moved about.
Well, I guess we're all like kind of chasing behind them, like, wow, I can, and I'm not even trying to, like, he whether he can hear me, I'm not whispering or anything. Like, I could reach into his mind, I would give him a nightmare, I could do anything.
And like looks around at all because we're outside. I have this plan as we're chasing after Yip Yip through this Kool-Aid man-sized wall.
Oh, no.
It is
We've killed the hand of God again.
And I have a question.
yes.
You said that there were the 30 guards and then there was 100 additional. I'm looking to like the other houses and I'm like looking to see like are there like families and like people like looking out the windows like terrified.
Yes, absolutely.
And it's gonna put my hand on your shoulders or walking. It's not worth it. we do anything, they take it out on them, Reverend.
I think for a few seconds and I say, all right. He's got the strong hand. Only way to live to fight another day is to know when to fold. Mark my words. His day's coming. The big one. He's mine.
Oh.
And honest.
As we walk out, I'd like to be the last one to go through the Kool-Aid manhole.
So that's officially canon now.
Turn around. Subtle spell, guiding bolt like a shadow strider. I rolled a 24 to hit.
Oof. Roll damage, please. And since he is paralyzed, I do believe that would be a critical strike regardless, correct?
27.
Yeah, he's incapacitated.
27 points of damage?
Yeah.
And
He's
do you,
dead.
do you stick around to see what your action does, or you continue forward?
No.
All right.
It's a subtle spell.
Toss over the shoulder.
No way. You don't look back.
The bolt zips over, and something occurs.
Cool people don't look at the explosion.
Yeah, just walk.
Yeah,
Looking at the explosions, the best part.
you got that dun, dun, dun moment when, and he's dead. All right, out you all go into the street, and the other 100 guards basically circle in around you there. And
For what it's worth, which is like such a minimal thing, with there being people watching what is taking place, like Vaughn could not be holding his head any higher. Like he doesn't look like a prisoner being escorted through this. Like he is proudly marching to wherever they are taking him.
so rather than being taken, you are accompanying them.
Yes.
All right, active defiance noted. And as you all are heading over and approaching the great hall there, the door opens up, and you all are led into the hall, and it is definitely quite gorgeous inside the great hall here. As you step into the grand dining chamber, there is a large table that has been set up for you, and there's a feast sitting upon the table. And seated in the room is George and multiple other individuals. If you just look about the room, you can see that the abacus is here. There is an advisor that has the House Gallifrey symbol on him. Mirren Hastings is here, as well as somebody seems to be accompanying him. Same guy that you saw earlier that had that strange little curlicue mustache there. Abbot Tinsley and Envoy Prior Mason is also here.
He's on my list.
Now, George looks up at the Colossus. And George, please respond.
What is this? Who gave the order to do this?
Mirren Hastings looks over you and he's like, well, the orders were to bring them in, correct? And make sure they came. So I told my men that whatever cost it needed to be, we'd bring them in.
They were sent to rescue our citizens. They rescued our citizens.
Good.
Why would you force them to come?
They didn't rescue our citizens, and your citizens here. They're not thankful for what we have done for them. I can't help you in this particular situation like that. You asked us to do something. We accomplished the task. Your Majesty. The Colossus sets Yip Yip down on the ground and releases, and then walks over to where George stands and stands behind him. Yip Yip, you don't have a single bruise on you. Again, the grip was very strong and firm, but there's no bruising. You are none the worse for the wear. You took not even a single point of damage from that.
George, it looks like you don't exactly have a leash on your attack dogs.
While I appreciate your accomplishments and your bravado,
Never heard
you
of
are weary and you're tired. I will have a shield maiden assigned and an armor bearer assigned to you to make sure that you're taken care of, that you're bathed and cleaned. We will celebrate and we will discuss and deal with this.
If I may interject, your lord, I think you would agree in understanding that there is no better place to rest than one's own bed. Why are we being detained? We have done what you've asked.
I do believe the king.
I
has
believe I
beckoned-
was speaking to George.
And I just look over at
The envoy from the church looks over at the king's like, the king has asked you to join
Looking
him
at King
for a
George,
meal.
but continue.
Spicy.
Are you sure you want this riffraff? They travel with a known heretic from the church, a slave that has fled her bond. They have creatures with them.
And they are guests of mine. You will close your mouth.
Yes,
Or
sir.
you will.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And Envoy Prior Mason sits back in the seat as you wish, sir. As you wish.
Well, wait a minute. Wait a minute. What were you going to say about the rest of us?
That I do believe I need a little bit more wine. And at this point, when he holds his glass up, you see two younger people, one's maybe about 12, the other one looks to be about 11 years old, come out. A young boy and a young girl, and they're both in garb that looks to be from the north, from up in the Silver Plains area, and they have the House Hastings symbol on both of their outfits. And they begin to fill some of the glasses around the table. Please, would you like to control yourself, or would you like to express your current opinion? Because you do recognize both of them.
Both of them?
Both of them. It is definitely Alexander and Yvonne.
What?
Do they recognize me? Do they look like they?
They look up at you and they look down very quickly as they begin to fill the glasses around the table.
Yeah, I'm going to start moving towards them.
George, do you do anything? You can see that Anna's rushing towards the two servants.
Yes, I stand up. And I said, this is not going the way that it is intended. I would speak with the young one there. I would speak with you. Alone. You and I.
Well, I guess the rest of us will enjoy a nice meal then, correct, sir?
No, the rest will be tended to as I have asked before. They will be cleaned. They will have an opportunity to clean themselves, and they will rest. And then we will feast.
You're going to allow them to rest, sire? Are you sure that's wise?
I have spoken.
So mote it be. At this point, you see several other servants come out, and these appear to be people from the town that are working with King George, and they come up to each one of you and they're like, if you would follow me, we can bring you to some accommodations that can help you clean up for your meal, please.
Did the guy drink any of the wine that was brought to him?
Which one?
The
Envoy?
No, the House Hastings goon.
Oh, Merwin Hastings?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, as he was doing it, I pressed the digitated and it tastes like cow manure.
I would say this one's gone over. And he pours it out, and you see Alexander come over and begin to blot it up.
Oh, I guess
George.
Yes, Rose.
It seems that Anna knows these two children. Do you think it might be appropriate to not be serving?
Please. And looking at Merwin and knowing that this is one of the last things that she would willingly do. Anna will kneel. Please. Please.
Well, sire, looks like one of these has some respect for you. And the two of them exit the room.
Oh, I am up and I'm going for him.
Are you going for him?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, great.
I'll step
Okay.
in front of you. It's not worth it.
And it's at this point you notice.
feels like it's worth it.
No.
You notice that Lawrence has slipped his hand down and he's like nodding his head as you're doing it, like wanting you to make that motion.
Anna, don't lose your siblings or whoever these people are to you. I'm assuming
They're right there. They're
don't.
right there.
It's not.
That is
what-
enough. Not another word from anyone. No one. Rose, I will speak with you about that matter later. You will have questions to ask, and you will help me. I have decisions that need to be made. I need to speak with you. You need rest. You need to be clean. Please, give me a moment to assess what is going on here, and all will be made right. That you have my word. This is not what I intended. This is not what I planned. This is not what I wanted. And I will not stand for it.
I whisper into my hand and I whisper to King George so only you can hear me. Blink once if you're here of your own free will. Blink twice if you're being held against your will.
You blinked once.
I don't know. I saw twice.
At this point, Reverend had this look in his face like, yeah, and all of a sudden there's just giant question marks. Reverend's head like,
Well,
would you all please accompany us to chambers that the king has prepared for you?
give me a motion to like one of the not honest siblings,
They're
but
not
one
gonna-
of the other like servant people.
The
like,
help.
a servant. They're all House Hastings goons.
No, these actually have the rose on them.
Oh.
The ones that are serving the table.
Well, I motion over to one of the goons, like, you, go give me a bottle of that. Chop, chop.
One of the guards looks at the king, looks over at Mirwin, goes over and grabs a bottle of wine.
Thank you. No, I don't need the glass. Time to get cleaned up.
Goes back and stands in position.
Who did George ask to speak with?
You.
I just couldn't see. I'm sorry.
Oh.
There is a lot of
you go
cameras.
back to the rooms that are
As
prepared.
we leave, I look over at Lawrence and I say, the ring could never protect you. I am coming for you.
Well, that's going to be exciting.
Oh, yeah. Put it on your calendar. Oh, you're such...
Are you by Sky still?
You're such...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I look at him. I look at him and I look at her and I look at him and I pull a little bell out of my pocket and I just ring it like normally, like it's ringing for you. Yes, it's
That's the
ringing.
victory bell. I got you on that.
Just... Doesn't it get tiring? Aren't you tired?
Be awesome? No.
Oh, my God.
Winning is just what I do.
Oh, my... You're not going to. You're not
God,
going
it's
to. You're not going to win.
Don't you have somewhere to go?
Oh,
you
my God.
need to clean up. You smell like a zoo.
You look like a zoo. Okay, then I'm gonna leave.
Or 1, 2?
Yeah. That's so mean. Yeah.
I go and as we're walking like, Anna, we'll work on your assholes to come back.
I'm so flustered. I just don't.
Before I leave, I look at Lawrence. I know it doesn't matter to you, but those creatures, they have names. And then I'm going to leave the chambers.
I don't know what creatures he's talking about. Oh, well. And out of the
wanna
room
turn
you all
to-
go. The servants lead you to individual rooms.
Okay.
And as you're letting the room, they're nicely furnished. In each of the rooms is a tub that has been drawn for you. And now that you're here, other servants come in and pour in hot water to the tub and ask if you wish them to scrub you or if you would prefer to do it yourself. They have some clothes that are laid out for you all. We can, if you wish, we can try to mend and patch your clothing. It may take a bit more time for some of you than others. The blood might be harder to get out. But yes, the king has has asked for new attire for you. And yes, so please let us know if there's something that we can do for you. Now we switch over to Vaughn and the king. Everybody else has left. It's just the two of you, except for the other members of your group that are still sitting about the table, King. Unless you decide to go to a private chamber.
How many members?
There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, not including the Colossus and the Rider in Black.
That's too many. Just Vaughn and I.
You send them out of the room as well,
Yes.
or do you want to go to your private chambers?
We'll go to a private chamber.
All right. King George leads you through the Great Hall up to his private chamber. It's up on the third floor of the Great Hall.
I'd like to make mental note of every room where it probably goes to. I'm going to mentally map this building. As we
Go
go
ahead
through.
and give me a
Investigation?
Yeah, go ahead. Just do investigation on that.
That would be a 25.
25. Very confident that you're with the layout of this place. The only two people that actually escort you up here is the Colossus and the Rider in Black, both of which are behind you, and you are and George is you are behind George. So apparently, they are allowing you free access to George as you go up the stairs.
Changing rapidly.
I just follow.
And through a double set of doors, you come into George's room. It is very eloquently decorated. There is a large 4-poster bed that has all kinds of furs and stuff laid on it. They even have pillows set up for them as well, several nice blankets. There's a nice changing area in here. There is a tub that has been set up that has gold filigree around it. Very nice room, and it's just well, technically the four of you as the doors close.
Well, as the doors close, I let the Colossus and the other say, "Wait here," and I close the door, so it's just fine.
Wow. All right. So it's just the two of you in here.
So when I turn, I see Vaughn. I walk to him, and I grab him and give him a big hug. Kiss on the left cheek, kiss on the right cheek, and then I send back. 12 years I thought I was the only Dylan, and I find that you are alive.
As you pull back from Vaughn's face, you would realize that there was some type of cream on his face, and it had brushed away a little bit on both sides, and you'd be able to notice that there's some inky venous tendrils coming off of his eyes as they're still a little bit bloodshot. And even though he is trying to resist it, this is the closest thing to family he's seen in a while, as his eyes are watering.
Well,
And
that's not good.
he doesn't give you, yeah, I know. He doesn't give you a full hug back, but he doesn't resist.
Okay. It is good to see you. I wish the circumstances were different.
It's not necessarily the reception I anticipated as we came up for doing your dirty work down below with the way. Why was that necessary? And he reaches into his little cloak, pulls out the letter that you had your courier bring to him, and he reads the last sentence. As again, you will see, there are no strings on me. My great uncle, it seems as if you are but strings at this point. Do you care to explain yourself?
Yes. I suppose it's not a mistake that I'm in this position. However, it's not the position that I chose, nor do I believe it to be the position I deserve. So long, so many have died. And I have squandered so many opportunities in my youth. The story is long. You may want to have a seat.
Gladly.
I have many regrets from before, when I was young. Your father was truly a great man. My nephew and my brother, truly a great man. And they were married to great women. Things that I could not appreciate in my youth. And they've all been taken away, and I've been left. For the last 12 years, I've had to pick and choose who I can listen to, or who I should listen to. And I see an opportunity here to make things right. I've squandered the opportunities with my family, with my wife, and my children. And there are some here that knew me as the OG, gold, girls, gambling, and of the sort. And I see this as my opportunity to make it right. Because I was the only one left, and I was put in this position. But now for the past 12 years, I have sought to earn it. I want to make things right, but the numbers are against me. And so I do what I can, where I can, when I can. And though it seems that I have no control, I do have a little. I have numbers, but they are small. But I've been here and I've been watching and I've been learning. Granitegard can be great again. Granitegard can rise again. But I need help. I've been alone, and I'm not saying that because I'm seeking sympathy, but because I'm seeking an opportunity to bring Granitegard back to greatness. And with you and your friends, with your arrival, you can help me. Like I said, I have numbers. The throne could be and should be probably yours. I could be your advisor, if you so choose. Other than that, it is good to see you. The words that I thought I was going to share today, I don't have for you. Because someone has been moving beyond my will. And now with the actions of Colossus, I don't know that I even have him. And that concerns me. Because the terror that he brings is unquestionable. And not something that you want to face. All of you together, I dare say, although I don't doubt your valor and your abilities, but I do need help in making Granitegard great.
Vaughn's been waiting for an opportunity in the moment, a natural break, a pause, an attempt to gauge, I guess, the worth of this individual before me and the words that he speaks. And I'd like to roll insight, but I'd like to ask a question. And based on the reaction, I'd like to see if this possibly helps sway something. George, I understand you spin a tale of attempting to make up and right wrongs of things that have come in your past, but I have but a simple question for you. The night Granitegard fell, I was ushered from the city and taken to the only logical place that would be home to me. I stayed with Lucian, Tatian, the Tenares, my mother's family. And for 12 years, I stayed there. If anyone would be looking for me, they would come to family. Why didn't you come?
On that same night, I was hidden away also. So for 12 years.
George, I was a boy. What is your excuse?
I was told that I was the last in Lenestra.
By who? Who whispered this in your ear? Who led you to the north and brings this retinue in tow?
It was indeed several members of the Concordance.
You say that they were here prior to the fall, then?
To my knowledge. do I know that
The information that you were provided after the ball, the searches that were conducted, they found no one else. And they also provided you that document from Viteris.
Do I get a sense?
Go ahead and check insight.
Arguably the worst time for this to happen, but please pass me, Theo.
Oh, man.
Oh no. Is it if I use my inspiration? Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want it?
If you're going to spend an inspiration on it, it will cancel out the natural one.
That is up to you. I am ready to ride on whatever this says.
Okay, if you want to take the dice roller coaster, I'm here for it. But this is available. Yeah.
Roll the
Roll. Hell yeah.
the dice.
And the only reason is because if we were all together.
Yeah.
Maybe, but now he's alone.
Yep.
It's not red.
It's not red. You don't know how to read George. The
haven't seen him
man
in 12 years.
seems sincere, but again, you don't know him. And the George that you remember was very cavalier, often a drunkard, not necessarily the greatest example of who you would want to model your life after.
But that's not who I'm seeing before me. At least,
From what you're seeing before you, he appears to be a very changed man. As far as you can tell.
the concordance. I'm assuming they have motives. They're attempting, at least my best estimate, to place you on the throne of Granitegard. So they can seize it, so they can claim it, so they can rule with you as the puppet on the throne. And nothing you have said has dissuaded me from this. And I am hesitant to offer you assistance if I am just putting some other power in the place that used to be my home. I would tear Granitegard down before I let that happen. Because maybe you have forgotten, but it is not the walls, it is not the throne, it is not the keep, it is not the buildings itself, but it is the people that is Granitegard, and we can thrive anywhere. They just need the right guidance, and it is a shame that you and I are the only two left.
I understand. And I don't doubt that what you feel is valid. And I don't even dispute it. Would I be the one to have fallen and my brother or your father survived? I would very much have rather chosen that path than to be here. This is not what I asked for. I was a clown, and I was foolish. I can't begin to measure the amount of guilt that I carry, but I see it in the eyes of people every day. And so I do what I can to bring hope. I do what I can to add to their faith. I do what I can to assure them that though it's taking a while, it's still happening. Because while you believe that, and I believe that, which is why I'm in this position, and I will stay in this position, to be their puppet, but I choose my battles, and I wait for the opportunity to strike, and I will continue to do that on my own. No pressure on you. But the guilt I carry is real. The burden is heavy, and I do care for the people. And I will do this with or without you. Sooner with you, longer without you perhaps, but I will not stop. And your perception is your perception. I cannot change that. I can only do what is in my heart.
Then tell me the truth this instance. While we were within these walls, are my traveling companions, are my friends, are they safe? Can you ensure their safety? Can we move freely? Can we leave this place, or are we your prisoners?
I can assure your safety. I stand by my word. Those that have made moves openly will be dealt with.
Oops. My dear uncle, I have much to ponder and much to think after speaking with you. It is bittersweet that we meet under these types of circumstances. Do not misunderstand. I am grateful to see you. I'm happy to know that there is yet someone who lives. But please listen carefully to the next words that I share to you, because I mean them in the very deepest parts of the soul that remains within me. I will assist you only so far as it benefits the people of Granitegard, those that are left. And I will not stop until the evils and the shadows of the things that cling to the walls of this city, to the fog that covers this, is cleared away. And that I wipe
As
the
Vaughn is
influence.
talking and starts to get very, very forceful about cleansing Granitegard, you can see the veins increase, and his eyes, the bloodshot eyes, get much more bloodshot, and almost a hunger in his words as he's saying that.
And I will continue doing this until there is nothing left, nothing preventing us from ensuring that their safety. I will complete this, no matter the cost, George. I am not here to claim the throne. I do not seek riches. I do not claim a crown. I claim to ensure that whatever befell Granitegard and the people 12 years ago does not happen again.
Kill him. Take the crown.
What has become of this
Crown. Slowly starts to reach towards his rapier, which he also very rarely uses. He'd be slowly going to it. You could see him kind of resting it, almost playing with it.
What are you do? What is becoming of you?
Which voice is it? Is it the voice of Thresh, or is it the voice that I heard whenever I was in the chambers?
It's the other.
What do I have to do to resist it?
Nothing. You have an action that you can make, one way or the other. Right now, the choice is yours.
Yikes.
And the doors to the room open up, and enters one of the servants. Sire, we have taken care of your guest. I do apologize for entering, but Lord Mirren told me that I must come into your chamber under threat of punishment, and let you know that the meals are prepped and ready, and we would like to begin. They would like to begin the meal, please, sir. Sire, please.
A moment. We don't.
And Allison leaves the room. Colossus is looking at you and looking at Vaughn as he closes the door.
The door opens, like snaps something, hands back normal, kind of comes back to you a little bit.
The veins are not as throbbing as they were. The bloodshot has gone back to where it was prior to.
Well then, we'll make a note of that.
Jot that down.
Yeah.
Alrighty then.
Thank God none of us saw that.
You should
Right?
get cleaned up and come downstairs. There's salted pork and fatted calf and muffins from the Muffin Man.
The Muffin Man! Could resist that.
Not the one.
You do remember the muffin.
God almighty, why?
Don't make me say it, George. As I start to use this break, this awkward jovial moment, there's like still this like lingering sense of like doubt and confusion and pain I think, somewhere in his head. And regardless of the type of art or the type of like photography or the type of like keepsakes that would be important to an individual like George, I'd like to investigate around this base as we're taking a look out here, and I want to see if George has anything that he would have kept, his brothers, of my fathers, of any of the rest of us, something that says, I remember these people and I care about them, and not the furs and the lavish things that you described.
So go ahead and give me an investigation, please.
22.
There are 2 paintings in this room, and neither of them were obviously painted at the time when people were alive. Obviously, some artist has painted afterward, more than likely based off the description, rather than actually modeling them after. And they are pictures of the royal family. The only one that looks lifelike, as far as like exact, would be George in the picture. And it is definitely done several years after the fall of Granitegard. So obviously he must have had these commissioned.
Which tells on 2 things. That he at least thought about these people and cared. And he had means from the get-go.
Remember, several years after the fall.
I was living in the woods.
Me too.
It was a swamp.
It was a mountain. It was the foot of a mountain.
You know?
A swamp at the foot of the mountain.
Dark Flowers is beautiful.
Okay. All right, the rest of you have had time to clean up, get a short rest, basically. So
Great.
doing whatever it is that you're doing at this point in time. In the door to your room, there's a knock. And you hear a man's voice. Madam, there's a visitor for you. Visitors for you.
I go to the door. Do I recognize the voice?
No.
Good. Okay, I open the door.
And one of the guards wearing the rose is there. And next to him is Alexander and Ivanka. And they're both looking up at you. And they look at the guard, and he nods his head and kind of gently puts his hand on Alexander's back and pushes the 2 of you into the room as he's kind of looking about. And you see him look at you and kind of closes the door. And immediately the 2 of them are attached to you, hugging, and there is just tears galore that are going on from these kids. And they're like, they thought you were dead. We thought you were dead. Where have you been? We're so worried.
Oh, as if I would ever leave you behind. I'm so sorry. You've been alone so long. Oh, look how big you are.
It's been a bit of time, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but they've treated us fair.
Really?
There's been, they've not laid a hand upon us. But it has been hard. It's been harsh, but not like they treat the others. We've been treated well.
It sounds like you've been very brave.
Tried.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so glad to see you both again. Oh.
They said you fled and left the north to come here.
I'm gonna get down on my knees so I'm like at their level and take their hands. I would never, ever have left you. I was they took me somewhere I never thought I could get to you. I tried.
Did you find Dad?
Not yet.
Is he alive?
I'm not sure.
We know you can find him, Anna. We know you can. But Dad will get us out of this, right?
We are going to be okay. We're going to be okay.
Can you pick them and can you repay the debt so that we can go?
Yes. Yeah, we've got friends, and we'll find a way to get us all safe.
Okay.
Yeah. Look at you.
And they're kind of looking at you and seeing the scars from the various combat that you have been through.
Oh.
And your current damages that your body has suffered. And at this point you can see both of them welling up with tears again. And they're like, you don't die.
No. Do you see this? This is from fighting a very, fierce but small, very small dragon, and this, and then I'm just gonna make up stories about every one of my scars.
Go ahead and give me deception, please.
Great. Okay, come on, don't fail me now.
This is what your token was actually for.
Oh no. Okay. Oh wait. That's a 19.
19? I was going to say, that's well done. It wouldn't have been hard to deceive them because they really want to believe.
Yeah.
So they rolled with disadvantage.
Great.
And
Good.
I was one number away from dropping the die again.
Whew.
Fortunately, I didn't have it. But yes,
Okay. Oh great.
they followed it hook, line, and sinker, and you could see in their eyes just looking at you with just this profound respect, and just add like the same way that you used to look at the knights and such when you were a child. They're looking at you with that same kind of way, and they're just like, I can't believe you're a hero now.
Oh yeah, and all of my friends, and I'm gonna introduce each of the people around me, like
You
with
take them out of the room.
Yeah, or
Just
like
knock on the doors.
Yeah, bring them back into the room, if at all possible, and introduce everybody through the story. So it's just like bring it in and like.
So there's a knock at each one of your doors, Rose, you included, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Oh, I thought we were all in one room. Sorry.
no,
Yeah,
you're in
okay.
separate
Oh, we're in
rooms.
separate rooms. All right. Sorry. Yeah. So no, I'll just tell them about.
Oh.
Yeah. As we. Yeah. Yeah. Is there a lock on the door that I have? Like what?
There is a lock that you can flip on here, but they're looking at you like, we have to get back.
Oh, of course. I don't want you to get in trouble, but if you ever need anything, if you need me, you can talk to Rose, you can talk to King George, or any of the people that I've described to you, okay? Okay.
They give you a hug one more time, and you open the door and they let them out, and the guard looks at you and nods at you, and he's like, it's compliments to the king.
Okay.
And closes the door, and you can hear him, come on, let's
Please,
go.
where are they staying?
At this point, he's already closed the door. Let's said, come on, let's go to the kids.
Yep.
All right. The rest of you are brought back into the dining room, and it's a very...
Do I see Vaughn there?
Not yet. Echo, you had something to say?
Yeah, when people were kind of resting up and getting bathed or whatever, could I go and seek out Yip Yip?
As you exit your room, several of the guards out there with the rose, and they look at you, they're like, sir, please make sure you don't cause any trouble. We're not looking to scrap with you. We really respect you, sir. Tree climbing ability is
Don't have to worry
unparalleled,
about me.
and we would really not like to be
And
bitten
he'll
by
just
your
push
dog.
past them.
Your friends this way. Which way would you like to go, sir?
And do I find Yip Yip?
You wish to speak to the Yip Yip. Which is that one?
The kobold.
The little lizard thing, right?
Yeah.
Yes. I know. No disrespect. It's just something we don't see every day. So this way, and they lead you down the hallway and knock at Yip Yip's door.
It would take a moment before the little Yip Yip would open the door and peek out and like glance around.
There's a giant
Clearly wary.
lake that hits your face. This tongue starts right here, just from sky. Tails wagging like crazy.
Are the guards in the room?
No, the guards are in the hall as you all are standing and looking at Yip Yip through the door.
Yip Yip, I need your help.
Well, with what?
I have a trade-off,
Okay.
and he will pull out the keystone. First of all, has it changed at all since so?
No,
Okay.
it hasn't.
I need you to keep this safe. Can you do that?
Sir, why don't you have chat inside the room there?
What?
Why don't you go have a chat inside the room?
Am I not in the room?
Oh, you're out in the hallway, like I just said.
I would like to be in the room with
Yes,
you.
okay. So
Yeah.
into
Yip
the room
Yip
you
would
all go and the door
obviously-
closes.
Make sure you shut the door.
Yeah. No.
I shut the door.
Like I said, all she did is open the door. Like I said, you were out in the hallway at this
the
point. You
mattress.
got into the room. So that's what I'm trying to
Yeah, I put the mattress.
I'm trying to clarify to make sure I don't make a mistake. Into the room you guys go, the door closes, and you have this exchange. All right.
Cups.
I need you to keep this safe. If anything happens, bring it to Vaughn. He'll know what to do. There's something I need to do.
Why? What are you gonna do?
Can you turn me invisible?
What's going on?
Make sure I have spell slots.
You were the wild card. Wild cards.
She
are
gives
wild
she gives a
cards.
little nod and she's like, "But why me? You didn't want to give it to me before. I'm sorry for pushing so much before. I did make some connections though when I studied it.
You're one of us. I'm sorry I didn't see it then.
Will you be okay?"
I think so.
Let me make sure how long this lasts.
And as you're like preparing your spells, he's going to set his terrarium on the ground. And
What are you doing?
It only lasts an hour.
that's okay. That's all I need.
Don't do anything dangerous, okay?
Sure.
And
Can I insight him?
yes, absolutely. If you need the shot of
Calm down.
That's a dirty 20. Wow.
3.
As always, Echo is the master of deceit. Echo, are you going to be doing something dangerous?
Some would define it as such, yes.
Okay, so he's like, you're like, they're not going to do anything dangerous.
I'm
He's
not a
like,
label guy.
absolutely not. I will not be doing anything dangerous.
Please.
Tell me what you're doing first, and then I will.
I'm trying to make things right. I need to do this.
Okay. And she takes your hand, and it's just like, please be safe. Okay? And she like rubs a little tear from her eye. She's still shaking a lot from earlier. And she waves a hand, and you watch your hand turn invisible. And she lets go.
He'll whisper in Sky's ear, keep them safe. I'll be back. And
And
he'll
with-
cast Pass Without Trace on himself.
The fools.
And with that, Echo steps out of the room. And we'll have to find out next week what Echo's up to. So do, please join us back here at the Granitegard next week at 7 o'clock. We'll see you then. Y'all have yourselves a wonderful week.